How's it going, everybody? I'm here back on the channel. We've got a special video for you, and we're going to do it the quick and dirty way here. We're going to cover all of the cards on the upcoming Space-Time Smackdown set. We've got everything here from PokemonZone.com, and that's where I'm getting all this information from. So we're going to go through, and I'm going to do a card review, a full, complete set review for this new set coming out. We're going to go through each one of the packs individually, and then I'll kind of stop a little bit and talk about the competitiveness of each one of the good cards, or the ones that I feel like are good. This is actually the first time I'm looking at all these cards, so you're going to get my real-time reactions here, so hopefully you enjoy that. So here we go. We're going to start with the Palkia ones, exclusive only. We're not going to click that. So looks like we've got a Blossom line. That's pretty cool. The Oddish here, it's got Blot for 10. It's cool. Leaf Step for 80. So solid attack for 2 grass energy, but it's a stage 2. We probably won't see that too much. We got Roselia and Roserade here. Poisonous Whip seems pretty cool. And Poisonous Whip, if your opponent's active Pokemon, or your opponent's active Pokemon is poisoned, it's 50 damage, so pretty good. We'll go back here. We got the Torterra line, so no EX on the Torterra, but just regular old Torterra. Frenzy Plant, 150 damage, can attack next turn, got a 4 retreat cost, so I don't foresee that being used. I mean, 150 is pretty good. The Turtwig with the 80 HP, pretty cool, but I don't know if we're going to see too much, especially in the competitive realm. We do have the Kricketot, Kricketune here. This is something new. So Entrancing Melody 50, your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. So we see confusion come in to TCG Pocket for the first time. We've got a Burmy here and a Wormadam. Got a Leaf Cutter, flip a coin if heads. This does 30 more damage, so potentially could do 90 damage as a grass Pokemon. Cool. Got a Carvine, flip a coin if heads. Does 50 more damage, so looks like we're ramping up the damage here, not the hit points though. So getting closer to that one-shot range. Energy Cutoff with Mo, Rotom, flip a coin, discard a random energy. So a little bit of a control card. I like that. I'm down. Moving on to the grass, or out of the grass into the fire here, we've got Magmar and Magmortar. Now Magmortar for, wow, 4 fire energy. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned, so we get burn, another status condition here in TCG Pocket we haven't had before. So 100 damage. We could load this up with a Moltres, and also what's nice is this Magmar has Stoke. So take an energy from your energy zone and detach it. So that could be pretty cool. You just ramp up your Magmar. We got Magcargo. I love Magcargo in the regular TCG. So we got Searing Flame. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned. Okay. So we're seeing some more status conditions. We do get the Chimchar line, Infernape. We have seen this leaked already online, but discard all fire energy. I think this is bad. Discarding 2 fire energy to just do 140 on a stage 2 Pokemon. I think that the Chimchar and Monferno are probably going to get wiped out before you even try to do that. And then the Infernape is a 2-point Pokemon. So I don't really care for that one either. I think so. Both of these are underwhelming, the Torterra and the Infernape so far. We've got Heat Rotom, flip a coin. If heads, this does 30 more damage. That's okay. We got the Regice. Get some Reggies. Nice. Prevent all effects of attacks by your opponent's Pokemon. So that's good. So now we can get around the status conditions. Frost Smash, solid 50 damage. We got Piplup, Prinplup, and Empoleon. I love Empoleon too. The whole Piplup line. Aqua Jet 80 does 30 to the bench. Actually, I think this is the best stage 2 so far that I've seen. So we've got that. Aqua Jet. Pretty nice. And then I remember from some of the other leaks I've seen from other content creators, damage on the bench is pretty good. We got the Weasel and Floatzel, Jet Screw, flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 30 more damage. So that's pretty good. I've got Shellos, Gastrodon. Gastrodon does 20 damage to one of your opponents. See, there we go. We got some water spread. We could see a water spread deck happening. Speaking of spread, we've got Finneon and Lumineon, a new Lumineon now. This Finneon's got flip a coin of heads during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage, and effects of attack. So that's a pretty good attack. I wish it wasn't a coin flip, but you got to have some RNG in these TCG pocket cards. We also have Waterfall here. So this Luminion's bad. I think the Finneon's good. Definitely would use this Finneon if I'm going to play a water spread with the other Luminion. Then we've got the Snover, Obama Snow, or Obama Snow. Pretty good. If we load this up with the Misty's, 120 every single turn. Pretty cool. A new evolution. We got Glaceon. So we've got Ice Beam for 60. Flip a coin if heads. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. That's actually really good. Glaceon could be fun. We got Wash Rotom, Blizzard. Okay, another Blizzard attack for 2 energy, just like Articuno EX. So pretty cool. And then we know about Palkia. I already covered that in my other video. Go check that out. And I just wanted to mention, if you're not subscribed already to the channel and you want to see more videos like this, make sure that you're hitting that subscribe button down below and subscribe here. We've got a lot of people that watch these videos on PJ's TCG Pocket, but we're looking to up that subscriber count. So if you could definitely help me out by doing that, it would be great. This Manaphy here, I've seen some people talk about it. This is like the most broken card, I think, of the entire set. Oceanic Gift, choose 2 of your benched Pokemon, and for each of those, attach a water energy from your energy zone. No coin flip involved, just attaching energy. This plus Misty is going to break a lot of decks, so we're going to have some balance there. As we saw, there was some energy removal. Maybe we'll see more of that. Now we're moving into the lightning Pokemon or electric type. We got the Magnezone line, Underwhelming, Magnemite, Magneton. We got the Magnezone, 110 discard, a lightning energy. That's pretty good. 110. You just have to discard 1. Not too bad. It is a stage 2. We got Voltorb here. Big explosion, does 10 to itself. Electrode, kind of underwhelming. 50 damage for 1 lightning is pretty good. That's actually not so bad. Then we've got a regular Rotom. If your opponent's active Pokemon has a tool card, this does 30 more damage. Not bad. Colorless energy. So this one can be sprinkled in a bunch of different decks. We knew it was coming, so we've got the Togepi here. Togepi cool. The whole Togekiss line. And this one says, Overdrive Smash. During your next turn, this Pokemon does plus 60 damage. So it can ramp up pretty easily. And I know that there's other cards that can modify the damage on here too. So I think that this is really good. We got a Mismagius EX. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused, 70 damage. Not bad, not bad. I could see that being used. We load it up, with Gardevoir. Could be played without Gardevoir too. We could see just regular Psychic decks. Okay, so we've got some legendaries here. We get Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf. We got take a Psychic energy from your energy zone and attach it to one of your others. We got Mesprit that says you can only use this attack if you have Uxie and Azelf on your bench and discard all energy from this Pokemon. So you could ramp that up. Kind of like a hit and run deck, I could see. I kind of like that a lot, actually. 160 Supreme Blast. That's wild. 160 is crazy. Let me look at that again. Like, yes, you could play 2/2/2 in here. And you also have the tablet and Pokeball. I think that deck would be cracked. I could just see an archetype right around that. Azelf, it's 20 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon, so we're spreading some damage. That's pretty good. Yeah, for sure. I like this a lot. Tina! We got Giratina. If this Pokemon has any energy attached, it's no retreat cost. So, free pivot Pokemon. I love Giratina. We got Cresselia. Cool. Heal 20 damage from this Pokemon. Kind of underwhelming. Let's move on to the fighting Pokemon. Rhyhorn, Rhydon, Rhyperior. This card is kind of trash. I got 4 energy. Discard the top 3 cards of your deck, not your opponent's deck. If it was your opponent's deck, I'd kind of be cool with that, but of our deck, no. Nose Pass. Regirock, so we've got more Regis. This one's minus 30 from attacks. Boulder Crash. Again, a 4 energy attack We don't have any energy acceleration with fighting in the format right now. So I think these cards right now they're bad. Maybe they'll be good in a future format. And then we've got dark Pokemon. We move right to dark. There's not a whole lot in fighting. Maybe in the other pack, we'll see that. We've got Sneasel and Weavile EX. I love that line. I love these Pokemon. I love Sneasel. I've always loved Sneasel. Weavile EX. Let me know down in the comments too what your favorite Pokemon from this set is. I want to know. If you got one of your favorite Pokemon and it shows up in these sets, in these packs here for Space-Time Smackdown, I want to know. We got Scratching Nails. If your opponent's active Pokemon has damage on it, does 40 more damage, so you can ramp this up. That's pretty good. It's pretty good EX Dark Pokemon. We got the Mightyena line. Darkness Fang, 60. That's pretty solid. Spiritomb Swirling Disaster, 10 damage for each of your opponent's Pokemon for 1 colorless energy. Again, can be sprinkled in because it's colorless. We got the Scropy Drapion here. Flip 4 coins. This attack does 40 damage for each head. I think this one can be played. Maybe in a Weezing deck as a cleanup Pokemon, as just like a stage 1. I could see that. I could see that for sure. 4 coins. So you could do 160 damage if you flip all heads. Already we're into the metal Pokemon here. So we got Skarmory, tool cards. It can do 50 damage max. Shieldon and Bastiodon. Let's see. If any damage is done to this Pokemon by attacks, flip a coin if heads. Okay, so Bastiodon could be fun. You get to flip a coin and almost prevent all the damage if they're doing crazy amounts of damage to you. And then you're swinging for 80. So I don't think that that's the worst stage 2 I've seen so far. We've got another Wormadam here. Flip a coin until you get tails. It does 30 more damage. Base 50. I think that's kind of good too as a metal Pokemon. Just a stage 1. We got the Probass here. So now we're seeing, this is kind of cool, we're seeing different typings in the line. So Nosepass is fighting, Probass is metal. Flip 3 coins, this attack does 50 damage. So base 30, another base 30 evolution, a little bit more. I like Wormadam better. And then we've got our Dragon line here. We've got Garchomp. We know that this pairs with Cynthia. We'll get to that in a second here, but Reckless Charge, you must discard a card from your hand in order to use the ability. You may draw a card. So pretty cool draw engine. I like that. A little bit more consistency. And then Dragon Claw, just like I thought, water fighting. Dragon Claw does 100, and then Cynthia can bump those numbers up. So a solid 100 every single turn, though, is pretty good, even though it's a stage 2. Maybe we'll get some more consistency. Moving into the colorless Pokemon, we've got Lickitung and Licklicky EX. Lickitung, standard, 3 colorless energy. 4 colorless energy, Licking Fury, 100 base damage, flip a coin until you get tails, 40 more. Now that could be cool. If we find a way to power this thing up, then maybe we can just use Licklicky EX. That's pretty beefy too. 4 retreat, I don't like that. We've got an Eevee in here, so now we got a different Eevee. Porygon, Porygon 2, Porygon Z. Okay, let's take a look at this one. Change the type of the next energy that will be generated for your opponent to the one of... Okay, so this is a little bit of a control card. I didn't even realize that. That's sick. 3 energy, and then you can change the typing of what your opponent's getting. So you can basically block their energy. I think that card is amazing. Okay, so we've got Apom, Ambipom. Flip 2 coins. This does 40 damage for each heads. Okay, so we got Starly, Stravia, Staraptor. Let's look at Clutch. During your opponent's next turn, defending Pokemon can't retreat. We've got attacks like that already for a stage 2. I don't like it. Purugly. Okay, opponent reveals their hands. Choose your card and then shuffle it in. So a little bit more of a control-esque. Choose a card you find there and shuffle it into your opponent's deck. So getting a little bit more into the interaction part of Pokemon, which I like. So that's kind of cool. We got Chatot, I think the other Chatot a little bit better, even though this one does damage. This is a coin flip card. We'll probably never see that be played. Let's see. Fan Rotom, flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon into their hand. That's cool. I like that a lot. I like that Fan Rotom. All right, Raging Hammer. This attack does more damage equal to the amount of damage this Pokemon has on it. We got 140. Okay. If we can load this thing up, 50 base damage plus potentially up to 130. So we could do 180 max damage with this thing. Then we get the Armor Fossil. Play this card as if it was a 40 HP. We've got other fossils. Okay, so now we're getting into tools for the first time. Scroll up here so you can see. Rocky Helmet. We've got this in the regular TCG. If your Pokemon gets hit, you do an extra plus 20 damage to your... It's kind of like Druddigon, but on any Pokemon. Pretty cool. At the end of each turn, if this Pokemon has any special conditions, it recovers, but then you discard the tool card. That's pretty good. This tool card stays on for Rocky Helmet. Lumberry falls off. Now we're into new supporter cards. Okay, so this one is really good. I want to stop to talk about this a little bit. Cyrus, basically what we have as boss's orders in the regular TCG, but the downside is you have to have your opponent's Pokemon with damage on the bench in order to bring it up to the active spot. So if they're trying to hide their Pokemon on the bench, they can't do that anymore if it's damaged. So we've got a lot of spread in the format. We still have Greninja, so Cyrus can be really, really good. It's a better version of Sabrina. A much better version. We've got Cynthia. We covered that again in the other video here on the channel. Plus 50 for Togekiss or Garchomp. Again, that's only going to be played in those two decks. Mars is one I haven't seen. Your opponent shuffles their hand into their deck and draws a card for each of their remaining points they need to win. Okay. So that's good. If they're on 1 point, you can just have them shuffle and draw one. That's really cool. I like Mars a lot. So it's basically a better red card, but it's a supporter. So that's the downside. You're using your supporter for turn, but there's some control elements. Again, I love this. I think that's sick. I think that adding control to TCG Pocket is going to be so fun. And then you get all the full art cards, all the pretty stuff. So let's go ahead and let's go to the Dialga pack. And then here in Dialga, we again see the Bellossom line. Now we get Tangrowth here. Tangrowth Mega Drain, huge energy cost, 3 grass plus. Well, again, we can use this with Superior and only attach 2. Heal 30, so we could see a heal tank deck with Tangrowth. I like that. We get Yanmega EX. Discard a random energy from this Pokemon. Again, with Superior, 140 hit point EX Pokemon doing 120 damage every turn. And all you got to do is just attach an energy. I think that will see a lot of play. Yanmega has always kind of been good in its EX forms and random forms in the past for the history of TCG. We still have a Roserade here in this pack. We still got the Burmy Wormadam. All right, so we've got a Vespiquen. The Combee has put one random basic Pokemon from your deck onto your bench. That could be good. I don't like putting it on your bench. I'd rather have it go to hand. And then we see Vespiquen with a solid 70, 100 HP. That one's okay. That's not bad. We got Leafeon. We saw that in the other video. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't attack. Then we've got Rotom again. Shaman. Okay, Shaman's new. Once during your turn, you may heal 10 damage from each of your Pokemon. Okay, so we've got some more healing. Maybe we see a heal deck. We've got a different Magcargo here. The opponent's active or no, never mind. It's the same Magcargo. I apologize here. We got a Heat Rotom. Flip a coin. Does 30 more damage. Could do 60. Not a lot of fire in this pack. In the Dialga pack. We do have Mamoswine, so let's take a look at this line. Swinub, underwhelming. Piloswine, this Pokemon takes minus 20 from attacks from fire or water Pokemon. Pretty good. Hammering kind of sucks. Let's see. Frosty Flattening. This one also minus 30 from fire and water. Cool. It's okay. Floats a line again. Luminion a line again. Abomasnow line again. The Rotoms, all the same. Magnezone, the same. Electro, the same. Electabuzz and Electivire. Okay. So we're going to... Same idea as the Magmar. Take a lightning energy and attach it to this Pokemon so we can ramp it up. And then next turn we can go Electivire. If this has at least 2 extra lightning energy, it does 80 damage. That's pretty good. Ooh, we get a Luxray. Very cool. Let's see what this Shinx does. Flip a coin. If heads during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage. Pretty common Shinx thing. Luxio, fine. Volt Beat on the Luxray. Discard all lightning energy. This does 120 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. That's pretty cool. I don't like that you have to discard all energy. Again, if we find more ways to ramp things up, maybe. I don't like it. Pachirisu we saw from the video as the leak. Plus 40 for the tool. 80 damage, 2 energy. Not bad. We have Pikachu already. It's kind of a worse Pikachu. It's situational. Still got the Togekiss line here. We've got a new Ralts, a new Kirlia. This one's got Teleport. Pretty cool. I like that. It's kind of like how Magikarp is played, but you can teleport back to the bench. Okay, we get the Dusknoir line. We got Will-O-Wisp, Psy-Punch as the attacks on Duskull and Dusclops. And then Dusknoir. I love Dusknoir. The ability says, as often as you like, you may choose one of your Pokemon that has damage on it, move all of its damage to this Pokemon. That's pretty cool. Devour Soul. Meh. Drifloon has got the expand, minus 20. And then the Drifblim is just 60 damage. We still have the Uxie, Mesprit, Azelf line. Nothing changed there. We get Glizgore. Glizgore and Gligar. Flip 2 coins, 20 damage for each heads. That's pretty trash. Unfortunate. Hitmontop. Spinning attack, 50 damage. We already saw the Regirock. Cranidos. We got the Rampardos. So we got some more fossil Pokemon. If your opponent is knocked out by damage from this attack, it also does 50 damage to itself. I don't like that. Fighting Wormadam. It's fine. 70 damage. All right, we got the Lucario that has the plus 20 damage from all your fighting Pokemon. Could be pretty cool with some other stuff if you can ramp it up. This, I think, is cool. This attack does 20 damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. It's basically a psychic attack, right? It is weak to psychic. We do already have the other Kirlias and, Ralts, whatever. But this one can pair nicely with Lucario and do some crazy amounts of damage. I like that a lot. Now we're moving into Dark. We got the Murkrow and the Honchkrow. Skill Dive, 2 Dark Energy, 50 damage to your opponents. Again, we were talking about spread, and that is a spread Pokemon. I like that one. I think that's good. We got the Skuntank. That's one we didn't cover so far. Poisoned. Nice little poison addition to your Weezing decks. We got Toxicroak. Okay, Toxicroak, flip a coin. For each Pokemon you have in play, this does 40 damage for each heads. That's pretty good. Let's see what the Croagunk does. Flip a coin for each Pokemon in play. It does 20 damage for each head. I would like it better if it was only 1 Dark Energy, but I understand for 2 could do a massive amount of damage. We did get Darkrai! Yes! Does it suck? I hope not. Your opponent's active Pokemon's now asleep. 3 energy. 2 dark, 1 colorless. Not bad. Insta asleep has always been good. Ramping up to 3 energy. Darkrai EX, though. Whenever you attach a dark energy from your energy zone, do 20 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. I like that. I like that a lot. I do like Darkrai EX. I think that's cool. We got the Registeel here for 90. Metal Claw, 3 Metal Energy, pretty good. Bronzong, Guard Press. During your opponent's next turn, this takes minus 20 damage from attacks, 60 damage. That's okay. We already saw Probass. We know what Dialga does. We looked at that in the last video. We got the Heatran. Steel Tackle also does 20 damage to itself. I don't like that part of it. The 110 as a solid attack. Remember, all of these metal Pokemon we can ramp up with Dialga EX and some of the non-metal Pokemon, because you could just go into colorless. So those other colorless Pokemon we saw before, we could do that. Regigigas, for instance, we could do that. And we load up Regigigas, slam into some things. We got Skull Fossil. Ooh, Pokemon Communication. I love this card. Choose a Pokemon in your hand and switch it for a random Pokemon. See, not as cool. I thought I was going to really like that. But yeah, I guess it's like an extra Pokeball, a consistency card. We got Giant Cape, plus 20 HP. I like that. I think that's cool. Let's look at the supporters. Put one random Glameow, Stunky, or Krogunk from your deck into your hand. I like that if we're playing a Krogunk deck. We got Volkner here. Choose one of your Electivire or Luxray attached to... Okay, so now we're ramping up the Lightning Energy with Volkner. I think Volkner as a deck, that could see some play for sure. I really like that. Dawn, move an energy from one of your bench Pokemon to your active Pokemon. I like this too. I think those supporters are very good. The Team Galactic, meh. The Volkner and Dawn, I think both of those are solid supporters for sure. And then you get all the fancy cards. So going back, let's do one more recap for everything here. I think some of the best cards in the set are obviously going to be some of the bigger EXs. I think that the Uxie, Meesprit, Azelf line, those ones are going to be a deck for sure. Those are some of my favorites. And let's see, I want to play Weavile. I think Weavile is good, but I honestly think Darkrai as a deck is going to be great. I think the Darkrai EX deck could be cool. Dialga sprinkled in with anything, probably one of the better cards. The Licklicky, Dialga Licklicky, you could play that as a deck. Garchomp is okay. Porygon Z, I think Dialga Porygon Z could be a deck for sure. Regigigas in there. I think Cyrus is one of the best cards in this whole set. Volkner, Dawn, and Mars are all amazing supporters. So yeah, that's kind of, let's see. I want to see what the Darkrai, that Weavile looks amazing. And then we've got some big full art stuff here. Very cool. The Darkrai looks kind of like the old school Darkrai. So yeah, I think for me, Cyrus and the most broken card in the set is Manaphy for sure. Manaphy's probably the best card in the whole set. Thank you so much for watching this full set review for Space-Time Smackdown, coming out soon. Hopefully you're going to enjoy it just as much as I am. I will be posting some full deck profiles here on the channel. So again, one more time, make sure you're hitting the subscribe button down below so you can get updated on when the next video is coming out on PJ's TCG Pocket. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.